This lesson will be about evaluating expressions that involve fractions and decimals. So once again, remember, when we evaluate, we're simply just substituting a number in a variable. Okay? So we're just going to replace a variable or a letter with the number. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 1. All right. Number 1 reads 3 halves w minus 3 plus 5/3 x when w is 4 and x is 3. All right, so first we want to go ahead and substitute. So 3 halves times 4, right, minus 3 plus 5/3 times 3. All right, and just in case you forgot, since we're dealing with fractions and we're multiplying a fraction times a whole number, we can always rewrite those whole numbers as a fraction over 1, okay? And if you need to, we know that this means when they're written like this in parentheses next to each other, that means to multiply. So now I can go ahead and do my multiplication. Top times the top, bottom times the bottom. So 3 times 4 is 12, 2 times 1 is 2, minus 3, plus 5 times 3 is 15, 3 times 1 is 3, and now I have to simplify each one of those fractions. 12 divided by 2 is 6, 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now we just subtract and add from left to right. So 6 minus 3 is 3, and 3 plus 5 is positive 8, and that would be our final answer. All right, let's take a look at this next one, number 2. Number 2 has a mixture of decimals and fractions. So number 2 reads 13 minus 0 5/10 times y plus 6 times v when y is 10 and x is, this should say v. Sorry about that. So once again, 13 minus 0 5/10 times, well, y is going to be 10, plus 6 times v is 1/2. All right, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to put my multiplication symbols here, just in case I forgot. All right, now, if one of the things that we know we can do here, well, we still have to bring down our 13, and then I'm going to multiply 0 5/10 times 10. Okay, when you do that, if we should already know that this right here, 0 5/10, is one way of saying 1/2, is 1/2 in decimal form. Okay, whenever you multiply a half times a number, you're really just taking half of that number. So one way to think about 0.5 or 0 5/10 times 10 is basically saying half of 10. Well, half of 10 is 5, so that's there. And then once again, when you multiply half times something, because now we're looking at this here, when you multiply half times something, you're just taking half of that number. So half of 6 is 3, so this would just be plus 3. And now I'll just go ahead and work left to right. 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Okay?